The year is 2026, and the desert of Iran has become a graveyard of shadows. Amidst the burning tension of war, one American soldier crosses a line he can never come back from. Stranded, alone, trapped behind enemy lines in a place where even the wind screams. This is not just a story of survival. It's the nightmare he found waiting in the dark. It was supposed to be a standard patrol, high above the jagged mountains of Iran. Suddenly, the sky turned into a furnace. A loud bang, and the cockpit filled with thick black smoke. The aircraft spiraled out of control. Alarms were screaming, and the ground was rushing up to meet me. The crash was deafening. Everything went white for a moment, then absolute silence. I crawled out of the wreckage, my lungs burning, the taste of metal and blood in my mouth. Through the haze, I saw headlights. Iranian patrols were coming. They were hunting for me. Dragging my broken body, I found a narrow opening in the rocks. A bunker, half buried in the sand. I slipped inside, gasping for air as the iron door groaned shut behind me. I was safe from the soldiers, but I wasn't alone. The cold of the concrete floor seeped into my bones, and my vision began to fade. My wounds were deep, and my strength was gone. I collapsed into the darkness of the bunker. But as my eyes closed, the real terror began. I didn't just sleep, I plunged into a nightmare. A dream so heavy, so dark, that it felt more real than the war outside. I found myself standing in a void, a place where time and space had no meaning. What I saw in that dream, what I felt, it's something I can never truly explain. It wasn't a monster. It was a presence, a crushing weight that knew my every sin. Before the darkness took me, their voices were still clawing at the air outside. Iranian patrols, searching, hunting. I could hear them shouting, "Where is he? Where did he go?" Then slowly, the world went silent. The voices faded into a cold, humming buzz in my ears. The pain in my body moved to my mind, and in that unconscious void, the nightmare took its first shape. I felt hands, cold, rough hands, dragging me out of the bunker, through the burning sand. In this dream, they had found me. They took me to a place where the sun never rose. The interrogation began. No words, just shadows and pain, the beatings, the torture. I could feel every strike like it was real. They were breaking me, not just my body, but my soul. And the worst part? I couldn't scream. They were done waiting. I could hear their leader's cold voice. Kill him. One command, one bullet. A loud bang, the heat of the lead entering my skull, and then I gasped. My eyes snapped open. I was still in the bunker. Cold, dark, and smelling of ancient dust. I touched my face. No blood, no bullet. It was just a nightmare, a horrifying trick of my mind. I was alive, and I felt a rush of relief, but my body was broken. Every move was like dragging glass through my skin. I crawled toward the light, dragging myself out of the bunker. The desert was silent, too silent. But as I looked up, my heart stopped. Emerging from the shadows, the flash of steel and the roar of engines. It wasn't a dream anymore. The Iranian military was right there. They had found me for real. The nightmare I'd just escaped was about to begin in reality. I closed my eyes, waiting for the blow, waiting for the pain I had felt in my nightmare. But the strike never came. Instead, I felt a hand on my shoulder, a gentle, human touch. The Iranian commander didn't scream. He looked at my wounds and spoke in a low voice. "You are a soldier, not a criminal." There was no torture, no dark rooms, just a cup of water, a piece of bread, and medicine for my torn skin. Days turned into weeks. Behind those prison bars, I saw faces of men who missed their families, just like I did. When the guns finally went silent and the war cooled down, they took me to the border. As I crossed back into American soil, I realized the most terrifying nightmare wasn't the bunker. It was the hatred we create in our own minds. Because at the end of the day, a soldier's true honor is not in taking a life, but in respecting one. Some nightmares end with light. This is Nightmare Podcast. If this story of humanity touched your heart, let us know you're with us. Hit like and subscribe. Comment your thoughts below. I'm waiting for you. This is Nightmare Podcast.